All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on a little musical mystery. We're looking for that secret ingredient, the thing that gives so many songs their unique character and emotional punch.
You know that feeling, right? You're listening to a song and you just think, wow, that sounds so sophisticated. Or maybe it's got this raw, bluesy feeling. Or it's just incredibly soulful. You can't always put your finger on exactly what it is, but you know there's something extra going on in there. So what is it?
Well, the answer, believe it or not, boils down to just one single extra note. Seriously, it's not some super complicated high-level music theory. It's a simple addition that can take a totally basic chord and turn it into something with real depth and color.
So, let's get right into it. How do you actually build one of these chords? It all starts with something you're probably already familiar with.
We are not reinventing the wheel here. You start with a simple three-note triad. That's the foundation of pretty much all Western music. Let's take a C major chord, right? That's just three notes, C, E, and G. To turn it into a seventh chord, you just add, well, the seventh note from that scale. In this case, a B. That one little note, C, E, G, B, that's what opens up this whole new world of sound.
But here's where it gets really interesting. See, not all seventh chords are created equal. Adding that fourth note is like giving the chord its own unique personality, its own distinct flavor.
Think of this as kind of like a menu of musical moods. The final sound really depends on two things: the kind of three-note triad you start with, and the type of seventh you decide to stack on top. Just a small tweak to that formula creates a completely different emotional vibe. Let's break down the four big ones.
First up, we've got the major seventh. This is your classy chord, for sure. It's lush, it's dreamy, it's the sound of a relaxed bossa nova on a sunny day or a sophisticated jazz club at night. It adds this beautiful richness without creating a lot of tension. Then there's the dominant seventh. Now this one is a powerhouse. It's got this incredible bluesy tension because it takes a major chord but adds a flattened seventh. It feels restless, unstable, like it desperately needs to go somewhere. This is the sound of early rock and roll, the heart of the blues. It's a real workhorse.
The minor seventh is like the cool, mellow member of the family. It's soulful, reflective. You hear it all over R&B, funk, and neo-soul. It just has this effortlessly smooth, introspective vibe. It's the musical equivalent of putting on sunglasses.
And finally, we have the dramatic one, the diminished seventh. The composer Arnold Schoenberg hit the nail on the head. He said that whenever you want to express pain, excitement, or anger, this is the chord you reach for. It's just packed with suspense, mystery, and dissonance. It's pure emotion.
So, these chords don't just sit there sounding cool. They actually have a job to do. They act like the engine of music, creating that feeling of forward motion and telling a story.
At its core, music is all about the journey between tension and release. And seventh chords are perfect for this. The dominant family chords, like that powerful G7 we just talked about, they create all the tension. They ask a question. And then the tonic family chords, like our dreamy C major seventh, they provide the answer. They give you that feeling of stability, of coming home.
And the single most famous combination, the little piece of machinery that uses this tension and release system, is a sequence that musicians just call the 2-5-1. And trust me, you've heard this thousands and thousands of times, even if you didn't know its name.
And here's that journey in action. In the key of C major, you start on the 2I chord, which is a D minor seventh. That gives you a little movement away from home base. Then you move to the V chord, our tense G dominant seventh. That's maximum tension. It's pulling you forward. And finally, you get that beautiful release, landing on the 1 chord, the C major seventh. Ah, you're home.
And what's so great is, this little engine isn't just for major keys. It works just as powerfully in minor keys too. Only now, instead of sounding bright, it creates this more melancholy, dramatic feeling. The journey feels different, but the engine, building tension and releasing it, is doing the exact same job.
This is why it's so often described as a complete musical sentence. It's not just three random chords. It's a single, cohesive unit. It tells a tiny, perfect story of leaving, building suspense, and finally returning.
So, just how important is this secret ingredient? Well, it turns out it's a cornerstone of music that's been used for centuries, across pretty much every genre you can imagine.
Just look at this timeline. We're talking way back in the Baroque era. Composers like Bach were already using seventh chords for passion and drama. Move forward to the classical era, and Mozart is using them as a standard tool for tension.
By the Romantic era, guys like Beethoven are using them for mystery and terror. And then, in the modern era, they become the absolute bedrock of jazz, blues, funk, and R&B.
Think about it in songs you know. That haunting, unforgettable sound in House of the Rising Sun, that comes from one perfectly placed dominant 7th chord. The classy, dreamy vibe of Ella Fitzgerald singing Summertime, that's a rich tapestry woven from all different kinds of 7th chords. And the raw, funky energy of Stevie Wonder's Superstition or the entire sound of legends like Chuck Berry and B.B. King, that's all driven by the raw power of the dominant 7th.
So in the end, that one little extra note, it's so much more than a detail. It's a fundamental tool. It's the paintbrush musicians use to add color, to tell emotional stories, and to take all of us on a harmonic journey.
It's the secret ingredient that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time, right inside the music you already love. So now that you know the secret, the next time you put on a favorite song, listen a little closer. What are you going to hear differently?